in terms of clock. So here it is already told that synchronization, synchronous counter as well as asynchronous counter. What is the main difference? Very important thing. For example, looking for any one of the digital block, I'm going to take any one of the digital block. We have a flip-flops. So definitely we have a internal, we have a flip-flops. So with the help of a D flip-flop or JK flip-flop, easily we can design this. And if I take any one of the flip-flop, definitely we have a clock. Definitely we have a clock. And this clock may be already told that looking for if you take any one of the clock, so it is taken as one positive edge and one a negative edge. Positive edge I'm going to take on one, negative I'm going to take on it's a 0. So here it is totally one positive and one negative it taken as a one total time period, it is taken as a t, and frequency is nothing but what? It's reciprocal of my time. But if you're looking for an bubble, here it is, remember this, if you have a bubble for my clock signal, this is my clock I'm going to take on. So if it is a bubble is there means entire action it will be takes place at the negative edges of my clock. If I'm not going to use a bubble means the positive edge of clock I'm going to do some of the action. That is the main intention. This thing you know that. But here it is our main intention it is how I'm going to connect. You have a clock signal. I have a many number of flip-flops. How I'm going to connect it my clock. That is very important thing it is. So once I'm looking for an asynchronous clock, means it's synchronous with respect to my clock signal. Means, for example, if my rising edge or falling edge, whatever you have taken, my entire action it will be takes place of all the flip-flops with respect to my clock signal. That is very important thing. That's why what I'm going to do. Generally looking for an all clock signals. Maybe it is a positive edge or negative edge. Depend upon the application, depend upon the condition. We are going to connect it my clock signal. In any one of the circuit, if you conducted a common clock signal for the all the flip-flops, common clock signal for the all the flip-flop, then that type of counters or circuits it is called synchronous circuits, or it is in these counters we call synchronous counter. So synchronous counter, what we need to do? Clock signal it is same for all the. This thing you should remember. Then what is the meaning of asynchronous counter? Looking for example, I'm going to take on same three flip-flops I have. This is let's take on a counter only. In this case, what I'm going to do, same thing, we have a clock signal. Here also have a clock signal. Here also clock signal. So looking for an asynchronous clock, we are looking for a clock signal. It is applied to the first flip-flop. Then second flip-flop clock, it's totally depend upon the output of this flip-flop. And third flip-flop clock signal, it's totally depend upon the output of the second flip-flop. And here I'm not going to apply the common clock here it is asynchronous. It is asynchronous with respect to clock. It is not depend upon totally on this clock. But when come to a synchronous counters, it's totally depend upon your clock signal. That is a small difference when come to an counters. Remember this type of structures. Next we looking for these two things, asynchronous counter and synchronous counter. Keep in your mind, if I'm telling it's an asynchronous counter means we are not going to apply a clock signal, a common clock signal for all my flip-flops. So how I'm going to do the connections? Only we are going to apply for the first flip-flop, then output we are going to connect it to the input. So this output connection depend upon the counter also it will be varies. Maybe sometimes you can connect my Q value, you can connect it to here, or sometime you can connect it to the Q bar. It's totally depend upon your type of counters. We'll see how I'm going to connect it and how we are getting the counts, everything when come to the next slides. Okay, so let's move on to that. Today we are looking for one of the counter. See the title, put the title in your notebook, asynchronous binary ripple counter. You should know the meaning of each word, that then only easily you can understand. First, I already told that I have a counter. The counters here it is, we'll discuss about the three things. One it is up counter, another one it is a down counter, another one it is up down counters. Next thing it is whether it is a synchronous or asynchronous. Yes, they are mentioned here it is asynchronous counter. Next, looking for a binary counter. What is the meaning of binary count? That is very important thing. See here it is looking for some counters are binary counters, some counters we call decade counters, or some generally what we call mode counters. Means for example I want to count how generally how I'm getting. For example, counts the number means how I'm going to count decimal number like 0 1 2, similarly up to. For example, if I want a count from 0 to 7, I have a 0 to 7. So count, it is increasing gradually 0 to 7. It is called up counter. If I'm going to design a circuit for counting from 0 to 7, means totally I'll get 8 count, then it is called up counter. And suppose if I'm going to do the process of reverse way, 7 to 0 it is coming, it is called down counter. So our main intention it is, I need to design a digital circuit for this. That is our main intentions right now. How I'm going to design and how I'm going to connection, that is very important thing. And second thing here, if you're looking for a binary counters, if you take any one of the binary counter, we are getting a maximum count. But when come to mode 6 or mode 5 or mode 3, whatever the mode counters, we can restrict some way. For example, I'm going to use, in this case, I'm going to use a 3-bit counter, nothing but here looking for a maximum count of 8. I need to count from 0 to 8. See here it is, generally it is taken as a 2 to the power of 3, means I already told that if I'm going to use a 3 bits, then I'm going to use a 3 flip-flops in order to store that one. So looking for a 3 flip-flops and 3 bits means totally 2 to the power of 3 means I'll get 8. So if I'm going to use a 3 flip-flops here, then maximum count here it is I'll get a 8. If you are getting complete 8 counts, then it is called binary counter. So I don't want 8 sir, I want to stop somewhere. For example, I want to stop 0 to 5 only. After 5, I need to repeat the process 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After that I need to come back to 0 and repeat the process. Then that is called mode counters. We'll see that one. Mode 6 counter, mode 7. I want to stop at 7 or I need to stop at the 8 or I want to stop at 4 or mode 2. I know I want only count of 0, 1, 2 only. That time how I'm going to write the circuit, we'll see that one later part. But here today what I'm going to discuss, everything it is binary counter. If they're telling it's a binary counter, so from 0 to maximum you're getting counts, full counts you're getting. Okay. So what is the main intention? I already told that it's in a counter. I'm looking for an up counter, and the number of bits they're not mentioned here. It is for an explanation. Here I'm going to take it as a 3-bit up counter. Our maximum counts here I'll get the 8. So I already told that if it is a 3 bits, then definitely I need to consider 3 flip-flop. Then what type of flip-flop I need to consider? For this counter explanation, I'm going to take a JK flip-flop. Easily you'll get the values. You can design by using any flip-flop. We'll design that one. When come to design part also is there with the help of different flip-flops. We'll design that. But here it is, in this case, I'm going to use a JK flip-flop for easy understanding. Okay. And before going to that, 3 flip-flop, JK flip-flop, you just see that what I'm going to take on. This is a 3 JK flip-flop. First you write, this is a flip-flop 0. This one it is a flip-flop 1 and flip-flop 2. Okay. And I'm going to consider, you are going to take a negative edge of my clock. Some of the action need to be takes place. That's why I'm going to use a bubbles. You just see that I'm going to use a bubbles for every clock signal. I'm going to mention the bubbles first. After that, I'm telling it is a asynchronous counter, right? Asynchronous counter is nothing but you can't give a common clock for all the flip-flops. What I told that you need to give a clock only for the first flip-flop, then output of the first flip-flop means here it is 0th flip-flop. 0th flip-flop is nothing but I'm output here taken as a Q0. This Q0 I'm going to connect it to the input to for this. Similarly, the Q1 I'm going to connect it to this input of the second flip-flop. If I'm going to connect it this way, then the type of flip-flop counter it is called asynchronous counter. Clear? And one more thing, what I did, just I'm going to write the 3 flip-flop and outputs I'm going to connect it and clock signals I'm going to connect it. Let's come to the input. So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to just short my JK values, J and K values just I'm shorting and connect it to one of the input. So on, you already know that if I am going to use a JK flip-flop, if I both the values are 1 1, JK values are both the values are 1 1, then what is the action we are going to take on Q and Q bar? What is the action? Action name it is what? If both the values are 1 1, What will happen if I take the both the values are 1 1? Yeah, it is called toggling. Toggling means what? Suppose it's totally depend upon the previous value. If my previous value it is 0, next value it is 1. Previous value it is 1, next value it is 0. So in this way it will work. Means all flip-flops are working for the toggling. That is the conditions. Remember three conditions what I did in this circuit. I'm going to use a 3 flip-flop. Just short my JK values and I'm going to connect it. And I'm going to make this value it is 1. That is very important. I'm using for the toggling conditions. And just I'm going to connect it. Outputs are connected to the inputs for this. Let's see analyzation of my circuit how it is working. First you write the clock signal now. So I'm going to just write one clock signal. You can visible, you can see that I'm going to write the continuous clock signal and you just mention the edge. That is very important thing. So in this case I'm going to use a bubble here. If bubble is there, then entire action need to be takes place at the negative edge of my clock signals. Only at the negative edges. You can see that these are negative edges. First you write the negative edges of my clock signal continuously. After that, let's move on to the analyzation. Before going to that, initially I'm going to consider my all flip-flops values, initial values, I'm going to consider as 0. So what I'm going to do, flip-flop 0 value, it is 0, this is also 0, this is also 0. Once you consider 0, 0, 0, then outputs Q0 value it is 0 and F1 value it is 0 and F2 value FF2 output means Q1, Q0, Q1, Q2 values are 0, 0. That's why Q0, Q1, Q2 values initially I'm going to take as a 0. And next it is J and K is equal to 1 for all flip-flop. That thing I'm doing here it is just I'm going to give a J and K values it is 1. You can observe here. Once I did this connection, let's move on to the analyzation. See, you just tell me initially I'm going to take my, I already told that initially I'm going to make Q0, Q1, Q2, just I'm going to analyze first my Q0. Initially I'm going to take my Q0 value, it is 0. It is 0. Next, once clock signal it is arises, I'm going to make JK values, I'm going to make it is 1. So every action it will be takes place at the negative edge of my clock signal only according to this. Okay, for the next clock edge, because of JK value, 0 value become what? What is the changes will happen? J and K values are 1 1, right? If I make J and K values are 1 1, previous value it is 0. That is the initial case. And what is the next value? So I'm toggling condition. That's what I'm telling. In this case, nothing happened. Because of clock, continuously it will be toggle. So for the next falling edge, 0 become here it is 1. Next, 1 become here it is 0. Next it is 1. Next it is 0. Continuously it's coming 1 and 0, 1 and 0. I'm going to write the waveform for only Q0 here. Because of JK value 1 continuously are given, for every falling edge of my clock, the values are changing because of JK value 1 1. So it is getting 1 0 1 0 1 0 you are getting. Is it clear this one? How you are getting this Q0 value? Is it clear? Or you want explanation of this one again? Hello? Is it clear? Okay. Next, just see second conditions. Very, very important. Please understand. If you understand this JK flip-flop connections, then remaining synchronous, asynchronous, same circuit, same way you can write the waveform. Easily you only can design. Don't mug up. Please don't mug up this module. If you analyze, it's very easy. Only 10 minutes of job. Analyzation. Otherwise, don't mug up the circuit. Totally it will be changed. If you mug up, definitely lose your marks. See here, next, since J and K value is 1, each flip-flop will toggle when all active. So, okay, this is what I'm doing. See, I'm going to get this waveform. See, I'm getting this edges. I'll get a 0, 1, 0, 1. But next, I'm going to analyze my Q1. Q1, it's not depend upon your clock signal. It's depend upon Q0. But in the Q0, you have a continuous zeros and ones or means rising edge and falling edge. But there it's totally depend upon the negative edges. Here also it's not depend upon the negative edges of my clocks. Here it is synchronous with respect to output, it is not synchronous with respect to clock. That's why it is asynchronous with respect to clock. Then I'm going to take the negative edge of this one. Just see how I'm going to analyze. First, initial value, anyway I already told that q1 value is 0. So until you're getting a negative edge, the value should be maintained same thing, 0 only. Up to here it is 0 only. Once the negative edge it is arises, then 0 become here it is 1. Okay, now again negative edge it is arises, then 1 become here it is 0. Next again it will be arises, because why I'm going to write 1010, again it is toggling condition only, because you are given j and k it is 1 only. But changes it is happening some delay because of this. Once this output arises, then only this is happening, right? That's why q1 it's totally depend upon q0. So then negative edges of this one, see this is 0 become here it is 1, next one become it is 0. Clear about this one, how I'm getting this one q1 value? Is it clear? Okay, so let's move on to the q2 value. Same thing, q2 it's totally depend upon the q1 negative edges. See how I'm going to write. So this is a waveform what I'm getting for q1. Let's move on to the q2. The q2 how I'm getting the negative edges of that. So negative edge where it is there, this is my negative edge and this is my negative edge, and I'm going to write the waveform. See first initially because of 0 I'm going to get this, and next the value here it is 1, next the value it is 0. So you write the waveforms first. But sir, where is my count? Where it is exactly it is coming? Just analyze the waveform, how I'm getting this. Okay, just see. Now initially what I taken the condition, the values are 0 0 0. Just see 0 0 and here it is 0. For next clock edge it is arises, then what happen? I'm looking for this condition for a main clock. Next negative edge, see the value. What is the value it is there? The values here it is 0 0 1. For the negative, next negative edge what happen? The value become 0 1 0. Next 0 1 1. Next 1 0 0. Next because of high 1 0 1. Next this one it is 1 1 0. Next it is 1 1 1. You just see that these are values 0 0 0 0 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. These are count values only, right? For every negative edge of my clock, the flip-flop outputs, if I take directly my q0 value, if I'm going to tap q0, q1 and q2 and I'm going to just start to counting, then I'll get the values are 0 0 0, I'll get the value is 0 0 1, I'll get next 0 1 0. Means easily I can get my counter. It's binary values I'm getting, that's why it is called binary counter. Binary values start to counting from where to where. Starting initially it is 0, the maximum count it is 7. After 7, what is the value you will get? 0. The process will be repeated if you continuously are given my clock signal. 0 0 0 and next it is 0 0 1. Continuously you are getting my values. So see the values. What is the values I am getting? The values here it is Q2, Q1, Q0. The values starting value it is 0 0 0 and maximum value it is 1 1 1, and the process it will be after 1 1, the process it will be repeated. Is it clear about this one? Binary counter, how I'm getting this waveform as well as these values. Is it clear, or you want a one second explanation? So in this way, this is very important. They can ask you explain the binary ripple counter. Then why it is called ripple counter? Repulsion. So here it is. You can see that the values are rippling. Here it is. So see the values. This one only. So how to write the waveform? One confusion is there, right? It's very simple. Horizontal value it will come to it is vertically. That's all. 0 0 0 means it is 0 0 1 in this way actually. 0 1 0 means so 0 1 0. See that? Just you make the every clock 0. This is high you make, and next 0 you can write in this way also. But actual analyzation this way. The falling edges. So I'm getting the waveforms. Okay. So rippling means here it is the values are rippled. So 00 to 001, and here it also the rippling it will be takes place at the clock signal, clock edges. So in these edges, every clock edges some values are rippling. So for that I'm getting my count. That's why it is called binary ripple counter. And it is a up counter because 0 to maximum, the values it is counting up. And then how to design my next it is will design a binary ripple down counter. Then what is the difference? Let's move on to the next concept, that is binary ripple down counter. Same circuit only I'm going to take for the modification. And before going to that, so here you can see that if you take any one of the counter, here it is the count values are 0001. Totally I have a 0 to 7 means I'll get the 8 states. I have a 8 states. Then I'm going to take in the 8 states are 00 to 7, and that's why it is also called as mode 8 counter. And also it is a binary counter. Maximum count it is 8, 8 count I'm getting. That's why it is called mode 8 counter. Means count from 0 to 7. So we can design a mode 5 also. I can stop the count for 5. Some extra circuitry means AND gate and OR gate I need to use. By using the AND OR combination I can stop this process. So how to do this one, we'll see that part later. Looking for a mode N counter, mode 5, mode 3 counters, how to design. Today just learn how to design a binary counter. Same circuit will do some modification, then you'll get different counters. Okay, and hope you understand this concept, right? Anybody having doubts? Up counter. Okay. So next, one more thing I'm trying to tell here, it is frequency division I want to tell. So that's very important concept here it is. So here you can see that I already told that one positive, one negative, I'm going to take in a one clock time period. It is a T. Let's take the time here, it is T1. And this one positive and one negative, if I'm going to take on means what? This is a one positive, one negative T. And when come to here, it is one positive, one negative means it will be bigger than this. I'll get the some value here, it is T. Carefully you see that if I'm going to compare my values of Q0, Q1 and Q3, something it is happen. What is happen? The time, total time it is required, its gradually it is changes. So T1 means Q0 value having the less time. Q1 value it is having more time compared to Q0. So Q2 little bit more. Then you already know that how I'm going to define my frequency. The frequency is nothing but reciprocal of my time. Then what I'm going to take on here it is, if I take my time here, it is inversely proportional. F it is inversely proportional of time. And you already know the proportionality. If my time value it is less, then what about the frequency? Time it is reduces means what about frequency? Inversely proportionality. If time value it is less means what about frequency? High means it is less means it is high, right? Then you should remember high frequency. Generally high frequency means more number of clock pulses it will come. Low frequency is nothing but less number of clock pulses it is coming. This thing you should know that the frequency when come to my Q naught, I'm going to take an, for example in this case I'm going to take an FC, clock frequency. I'm going to, for example it's normal clock, I'm going to take an clock frequency, it is FC. So once my time it is gradually it is increasing, see that gradually my time it is increasing, my frequency it will be usually it will be dividing. So how it will be divided, keep in your mind. So once my frequency it will be so my time it will be increasing, gradually my time it will be increasing, frequency start to divide. I already taken my FC as my Q naught frequency. So when come to here, frequency usually it will be divided by 2 FC. Okay, for example this is my clock frequency FC. When come to here it will be divided by 2 FC divided by 2. When come to here it is FC divided by 4. When come to here it is FC divided by 8. Gradually my frequency division it will be happen. So and also it is synchronous. So with respect to what outputs only, here it is synchronous with respect to output only, but frequency it will be gradually it will be less. So when come to it is, when come to clock frequency it is more. So when come to Q2 value the frequency is very less. This is called frequency division. But keep in your mind in future it is helpful for us. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to tell here it is. You can see that when I'm going to take on my Q0, Q1, Q2, So frequency, I'm going to take an initial frequency, I'm going to take an FC. So gradually it will decreases by FC by 2, FC by 4, FC by 8. And divide by 2, divide by 8 I'm going to take an, and I'll be told that ripple. The values are rippling here with respect to clock. And next, looking for a very important concept here, it is down counter. Same circuit, already told that two way you can connect. One thing it is, I can use a positive edge of my clock instead of using negative edge. What is the difference between the previous circuit and this circuit? I'm not going to use a bubble here, it is, that's all. Previously I'm going to use these bubbles. If I'm going to use this bubble, then it is called up counter. And if I'm not going to use these bubbles, then it is called down counter. See that? Down counter. It is one way. Second circuit, another way how I'm going to define, instead of connecting this one, sir, I don't want this positive edge, I'll take all the circuits, because next up down counter I'm going to take it in the only negative edge. That time what you can do, same circuit. So same circuit, what you were given bubbles, I given a bubbles here, it is, this is called up counter. Instead of connecting my Q, I'm going to connect it to the Q bar. That's all. I'm going to remove this connection. Just if you connect it to the Q bar, then this circuit act as a down counter. Keep in your mind. For this explanation purpose, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do this process. I'm going to explain. Just I'm going to connect it my Q value, normal connection only. Instead of connecting to the negative edge, I'm going to connect to the positive edge, because for in this explanation I have to take a Q complement also. Okay, so just see in this connection what I'm going to do, just how to analyze. Same process. Initially I'm going to take all the flip-flops are 0 0 0 only. So here also 0, here also 0, here also 0. What are the outputs you have? Q0, Q1, Q2. Just write the values are here, it is Q0, Q1, Q2. And the values, initial values are 0 0 0 0 0 means what? Just you write the values 0 0 0. Next, what is the action it will be takes place? Same toggling action only, nothing is there, continuously 1 and zeros, it will happen at the positive edge of my clock, because I'm not going to use the bubble here. Then see that rising edge of my clock, for all the clocks I'm going to take on rising edges. First I'm going to take an first rising edge of my clock. So I'm going to give a rising edge of clock, jk values continuously are given a 1, it will start to toggling. Initially have a 0 means next clock it become, it is 1, you can see that 0 become 1. Next to positive edge, 1 becomes 0, next it is 1, next it is 0, next it is 1, next value it is 0 1 0, continuously it is coming. This is for the q naught. Next I'm looking for the q1. Q1, it's totally depend upon Q naught. It's not depend upon your clock. Then Q naught okay. Then which edge I need to consider? Q naught, because of this I'm not going to use a bubble, means it's looking for positive edge. So you need to define the positive edge of this one. So this is a positive edge, and this is my positive edge, and this is my positive edge, and this is my positive edges. Here you need to take some actions. How? Same thing. Initially you have a 0, because of positive edge 0 become, here it is 1, suddenly it is 1. Next looking for it is positive edge, 1 become it is 0. Next it is 1, next I'm going to take on a 0 1 0. Similarly when come to here also same thing, q2 it's depend upon q1 positive edge. Same thing, this is a positive edge for here, this is a positive edge here, this is a positive edge. Then I'm going to do the action for this is 1, next it is 0, next it is 1. Similarly, just write the waveform. Just see what is the waveform I'm going to get finally. You can see that this is the waveform what I'm getting here, it is. Clear about this one, how I'm getting these values q0, q1, q2. Only just I'm taking for the edges, positive edges. Is it clear? Okay, then how I'm getting supports, or you are telling you are getting the waveform, then let's analyze this one. Write the values. See if it is down, it is means you'll write the values are 0 0 0. Next it is because of this high 1 1 1. Next value it is 1 1, this is 0. Next it is 1 0 1. Next it is 1 0 0. Similarly just see 0 1 1. Next it is 0 1 0. Next it is 0 0 1. Next value it is 0 0 0. Now we can see that initially 0 0. Next count 1 1 1. 1 1 means this value you are getting, right? Q2 Q1 Q0 means it is a 7. Next value it is 1 1 0. Just see 1 1 0. Next value 1 0 1. 1 0 0. 3 2 1. I'm getting the values are 7 6 5 4 3 2 1 0. The process it will be repeating. The count what I am getting it is a down. That's why it is called down counter circuit. Clear about this one? Waveforms and truth table. Is it clear? So, so please remember small modification. Just I'm removing my bubbles and writing the waveform carefully. You write. So otherwise, if you know the truth table, then easily you can see. Always remember shortcut method. It is horizontal value. It will come first vertical value. See the edge. Based on that one, you just fill the value. So 1 1 1 means you just fill, make it as high for the one clock pulse. Next it is 1 1 0. Just similarly you can do that process. Okay, this is about that. So, but this concept I'm not going to use in one more clock circuit. Instead of that, what I'm going to take a Q bar. I can use a Q bar, but I'm going to use a negative edge. So, what is the meaning of that? Q bar is nothing but what? Q naught bar actually. So, what you have to do? I'll get the Q naught, not an issue for the negative edges. But for that negative edge, for example, I have a 1 and 0, 1 and 0 I have. So I'm going to take on a negative edges continuously, falling edge, and this might consider as a falling edge. But for example, if you take a Q naught, not working for this, you need to take the complement of this one. Q naught bar means here it is down means 1 means the value it is 0, next it is 0 means it is 1, next it is 0, next it is 1, next it is 0. For this falling edge, this falling edge means opposite way, exactly opposite way you can connect means circuit it will work. But you should remember if you connected this one you can do. But normal if they're asking explanation means you do this to remove these bubbles and you do this one only, easily you'll get the answer. Otherwise, if similarly if you want you can analyze that circuit also your wish. That is about down counter. I already told that 11200. Now next question it is arises, sir, I don't want up counter, I don't want down counter, I want both in one. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. They can ask a design a or write a or explain a asynchronous up and down counter. I need to perform both the operations. Sir, I want to perform both the operation. In order to do that process, in order to control this one, because I need to decide right whether I need to go for an up mode or the down mode, I'm going to take on one of the input that is taken as a mode. Just see the next topic, it is asynchronous up down counter, up down binary counter. So what is this changes when come to up counter, down counter and up down counter? See, I already told that if you take any one of the flip flop, clock I'm going to give it the first flip flop, second flip flop I have. If I'm going to connect it Q value to this is called up counter. Suppose if I'm going to use the same clock, so same flip flop, I'm going to give a clock here. Instead of connecting Q, I'm going to connect it to the Q bar. Whatever may be output, if I'm going to connect it to the clock here, this is act as a down counter. This thing you know that. So here what I need to do, based on with the help of mode, what I need to do, sometime I need to make, here it is, if I want to count up means I'm going to made, so this output I need to connect it to here, and second time I need to connect this one, but the connection destination part is the same thing only. In this case I'll explain one of the concept for you, parallel input serial output. There also what I need to do, one output I have and one input I have, different conditions I need to connect. That time what I did, I'm going to consider two AND gate on one OR gate concept, right? Same thing here also I'm going to use the same concept. Just see here it is same flip flop. I'm going to use a JK flip flop, write three JK flip flop, J and K. You can just short connection and connect the value. You just give a one value, not an issue. Just clock. I'm going to use a negative edge clock only. I'm not going to use a positive edge. This is the first circuit only. But outputs, I'm not going to directly connect it to here. Instead of, I'm going to use one structure. Carefully, you see that one structure. What I'm going to do, I already told that if you connect it my Q value to here and Q value to here, then that counter it is called up counter. If you connected Q bar to here and Q bar to here, it is down counter. I need to decide what action need to be takes place. So for that, what I'm going to do, two AND gates, one of the inputs I'm going to connect it to the Q, another input I'm going to take in a Q bar here. For the first AND gate, one input it is Q, another input I'm going to connect it by one signal, I'm going to take in a mode here it is. Carefully you see that. Another AND gate, I'm going to exactly complemented value. That is, in order to get the complement, I'm going to use the NOT gate here. I'll get the M bar. That M bar value, I'm going to connect it. You can see that first AND gate, it is connected to M. Another second AND gate, it is connected to the M bar. Finally, the output of these two AND gate, I'm going to just ORing and apply to here. So how it is working? Let's move on to that. Same concept, what we discuss up and down counter only. See the waveforms. What I'm going to do? First, I'll make my mode value here, it is 1. If I make mode value here, it is 1, then here it is a 1. The value here, it is mode bar value, it is 0. Means the value here, it is 0 and here it is 1. Just analyze. I want first for up counter. I already told that, keep in your mind. My M value here, it is 1. Then it is act as a up count. M value, if you are going to make it as a 0, then it is act as a down count. Because if my make my M value is 1, then Q should be connected to here. That is main intention. How it is connected? Just see that output you have a Q naught and here I have a 1. You already know that Q naught dot 1 means what is the output you'll get? 1 dot Q naught. What is the value you'll get? AND gate output. Q naught dot 1. We studied in the parallel and serial output, right? A dot 1 means what, pa? Q naught only, right? A dot 1 is nothing but one A. Similarly, I'll getting Q naught dot 1 means Q naught only I'm getting my output, right? So here I'll get my Q naught. And now here it is, you have a Q naught bar. Exactly here it is nothing but Q naught bar I have. Q naught bar dot 0 means I'll get 0 only. Means this is Q naught bar, it is not connected to here. Only Q naught, only it is connected. Then how I'm getting Q naught plus 0 means I'm getting Q naught. Means the connection it will be made in this way. Because if I make my mode value it is 1, Q value it is connected to here and this Q value it will be connected to here. In this way it is connecting. Okay, if it is in this way it is connecting means you already know that it is act as a up counter. Otherwise you just analyze. So how I'm getting first cases, it's continuously the values are 0 1 0 1 0 1, it is coming directly we're getting. And next here it is, so the edges same thing for negative edges only. So here looking for negative edge and here it is a negative edge and here also negative edge. This negative edge, some changes happen. See, 0 become 1, 1 becomes 0, 1 becomes 0. Next, where is that negative edge? This is my negative edge. Some action need to be takes place. Similarly, do that one and just analyze what is the values it's getting. For initial values are 0 0, same thing. Next it is 0 0 1. Next it is 0 1 0. Next it is 0 1 1. Next it is 1 0 0. Similarly, just analyze the final value. I'm getting 1 1 1. After 1 1, repeat the process 0 0 0. Just you make my mode value it is 1. I'm getting up counter. Clear about this one? Up counter. Same circuit, just I'm going to make my mode value is 1. Is it clear? Next, and the second thing I already told that mode value is 0. Mode value is nothing but 0 means what? I told the down counter. I already told that if you connected the Q bar to here and Q bar to here, then it is a down counter. Same thing it will get. Just analyze the circuit. I'll make my mode value to 0. If it is 0 means I'll get this value to 0 and this AND gate value to 0. Q naught dot 0 is nothing but 0 only I'll get. When come to here, if it is 0 means I'll get 1. 1 dot Q naught bar. Actually it's a Q naught bar. I'm getting it's a Q naught bar. At the Q naught bar edges it will be changed actually. So if you're looking for in this case, so I'm not going to take directly, I'm going to write the value here it is. Directly I'll get my down counter usually. So this waveform I'll get 0 0 0. I'll get the value it is 1 1 1. Similarly just analyze it is 1 1 0. The count gradually should be decreasing that. It is taken as a down counter. Keep in your mind when come to up down counter, if I make my mode value is 1, it is act as a up counter. If I make my mode value is 0, then it is act as a down counter. Is it clear about this one? Up down counter, anybody having doubts?